Today we're making braciole. Braciole, one of our favorite things to make on Sunday. So the first thing I'm doing is just drying off this flank steak. I have one flank steak. It's about 2.5 pounds. And I'm just going to do some light trimming. Any silver skin, I want to take that off. I want to make sure we're slicing against the grain. If you look at the flank steak, you can see the grain is moving from left to right. So the first thing we're going to do is cut this in half. Nice long knife for this. Take your time. Try to stay in the middle. Don't overthink it, right? It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect all the time. Each one of these will be a braciole. You like braciole, huh?
I love it.
All right, we have our kitchen mallet here. We're going to use the flat end. You can see that got quite a bit thinner and wider. I have quite a few pieces of flank steak here that I have to pound out. Let me get through that, and then we'll come back and we'll roll them up. That took me 10 minutes or so, but see they're all pounded out nice and thin. We'll get back to those in a minute. I have 2 garlic cloves here. We're going to use garlic a couple different ways with these chopped up. Nice and fine. Every little bit of that garlic. All right, parsley's going to get the same treatment, nice and minced, so I can sprinkle it. Let me get the prosciutto out of the fridge. We are going to put some prosciutto inside of these too, but you don't keep these out for too long. The fat will start to get soft and it gets hard to pull them apart. You can see the grains going left to right. We want to keep that. Salt and pepper on both sides. I just want to sprinkle some garlic. Put a couple pieces of prosciutto in here. It's going to add a little bit of saltiness and good flavor as that fat kind of renders down as we braise these over a few hours. All right, now let's talk about this filling. So we have about a cup of breadcrumbs. These are the fine Italian breadcrumbs. Chopped parsley in here. And we're going to put a couple tablespoons of milk. Just saturate those breadcrumbs. Put a shot of salt and pepper in here just because I like to season everything. I have about half a cup or so of Parmesan cheese that's been microplaned. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and we're going to put all the measurements in the description so you have it. I'm going to take some of this filling, it with a little more Parmesan cheese right from the microplane right on top. All right, let's roll it up. So now we have it rolled, but now we have to make sure it stays together, right? So we're going to use some of our cooking string for that. Do one piece here, just slide it under. All right, cut off the excess string. Maybe about, let's go a couple inches apart. I'll go through, I'll roll the rest. We'll come back, we'll sear them, build the sauce, and we'll get this thing braising. Leaving the cloves, they're peeled. I'm leaving those whole. You could put onions in this sauce. You could put shallots in. I have a shallot I want to get rid of. So I'm just going to give this a quick chop. A good amount of olive oil in this pan. Probably 3 tablespoons or so. And I'm going to put these garlic cloves right in here. Just going to let those brown up in there. So all we're trying to do is get this oil infused so that we can brown our braciole. So just give this a few more minutes. All right, that's good. They're nice and brown. We don't want the garlic to get bitter, right? So we're going to pull that out. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our braciole, lay it down in the olive oil. Don't move it around too much once it's set. This is a large pan, but if I tried to put all these in, they're going to run into each other. I'm not going to get a good sear on all sides. So don't be afraid to do this in batches, right? We put 4 in. Get them nice and brown on all sides, take them out, put the next 4 in, and we'll start building layers of flavor. Smash up this garlic. See, just from putting it in the oil just for a few minutes, it gets nice and soft. Okay, they get nice and brown. They look beautiful. All right, once these are browned on the outside, I'm just going to remove them from the pan. We're going to go ahead and put the rest in. Once I get the meat browned, I'm going to add the shallots that I cut up to the pan. I'm going to put a little bit of red pepper flake. All right, let's put the garlic in. Have some red wine. Season with some salt. Do that a few times while we're cooking this. Some pepper. Give the pan a little bit of a scrape, so I'm going to get all that flavor off the bottom. Now you could have put some tomato paste in with this. I'm going to skip this. This sauce is going to cook for so long, I think in the oven too. I think it's going to come down and give us the right texture. But if you want to put a little tomato paste in with the shallots and garlic and let that brown for a minute, just to get a little more texture, you go ahead and do that. Crushed tomatoes right in here. You don't want to waste the bottom of these, so just a little splash of water. You don't want to put too much in. Swirl it around. Get it in the pan. Same with the passata. A splash of water. No waste. Try not to anyway. Put our braciole right back into this sauce. When you braise like this, you do want the meat to be submerged, but just poking out of the top a little bit. Okay, get that juice in there. Once we get the braciole in the sauce, I'm gonna cover this. We're gonna put this in a 300-degree oven, middle rack, for up to about 3 hours. After about 2.5 hours, I'm gonna take a look. If I think they're fork tender enough, we'll call it. If not, we'll go a full 3 hours. All right, it's been an hour. This is looking nice. Starting to get some light bubbling going on. Let's just spin these around a little bit. Okay, back in it goes for another couple hours or so. It looks great. Sauce. Let's take one out. Looks super tender. It's one of our braciole. It looks beautiful. Oh man. Looking forward to cutting into one of these. Okay, we have our braciole out. Put some fresh basil in here. Fresh basil gives it that nice pop at the end. You can always re-season this with a little salt and pepper if you want to at the end. Okay, let's take one, cut it open and see how we did. Really tender. My knife's going right through this. Oh yeah. That is so tender. You guys are going to love this. Cook off some fresh pasta, mix it right in your sauce, put a little bit of that on a plate with a piece of braciole. Awesome Sunday night meal. I hope you enjoyed making braciole with us today. I think you're going to really enjoy this recipe.